And now, more Utalk now.
Hey, it's Steve.
And Katie.
I can hardly wait. We've got some special guests that you are going to absolutely love. They are amazing people. Actually, two of them. I just said it. So they're good friends, and I'm sure you'll recognize them as soon as they pop on the screen. And there they are. It's Wonder Woman and Batman. Hey, guys.
Hello there.
Thanks for having us.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
How was your Christmas?
It was wonderful. We normally have a large gathering at the Hall of Justice with all of our friends and family. But due to, the times that we live in, we decided to keep it small. The Justice League is quarantining together, so we decided to just do a little small get-together at the Bat Cave.
Fun.
That is so cool. What is that like for the whole team to be quarantining together like that? The league, that's got to be an situation.
It's definitely interesting. There's a lot of personalities in small quarters.
Some are jokesters, some are a little more serious, but we get along pretty well.
Yeah, man, where do you put yourself in that? The serious side or a little more?
If this is the jokester side and this is the serious side, I'm way over there.
But I thought, hey, I'm going to show you the respect and ask you. So what, I guess question, since the Justice League is together, is it hard for superheroes to get a holiday off, or is it just something that's you're kind of on edge waiting, or, how does that work?
Well, as you know, real heroes never take time off. For instance, all of our first responders, they're working through all this time through the holidays, and we so appreciate them. Absolutely. So they don't take time off. We don't take time off. If duty calls, we're there for them, for whatever anyone needs. And so I'll just take that moment to say thanks to our first responders out there who are on the front lines, and nurses, doctors who are there every day dealing with what we've got going on right now.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
They really are heroes. And I want to give that shout out as well. Thank you for setting the pace on that, because I don't know where we would be in a whole lot worse situation without each one of them. And I have great admiration for them putting their lives on the line, just like we do as well. But we do want to give a shout out to them. That's
true heroes. Absolutely. We give our nod to them.
They really are. Now, do you guys have any special Christmas traditions that you practice?
We do, actually. So every Christmas or Christmas Eve, we open one gift, and it's always the same thing. It's pajamas. And yes, and so, but this year, Wonder Woman thought she'd be funny, and she got me some ear warmers. I did not think that was very funny.
For these ear warmers.
Yes. She thought they get cold during the holidays.
They're so long, like they're gonna get cold at the tips, right?
Please don't put the ears.
So do your ear warmers cover the entire ear, Batman?
It's more of a wrap kind of a thing. It's not a good look, and they're not black, so that really doesn't fit real well.
But fuzzy and pink.
Yes.
I got him into a Christmas sweater. That was a feat in and of itself, I would say.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing that you were able to do that. It really is kind of crazy.
My powers of persuasion are very strong.
And that lasso she carries helps too. Mm-hmm. After all, I am only human. I did get her a Wonder Woman onesie, so she's got that to wear. Oh. So she's always in uniform.
There you go.
Well, that's important. I really think it is. And now, if I wanted to get a set of Batman PJs, are they available to just a regular human?
Oh, yeah. They're all different kinds. Yeah, so I think you should. I think we could, we can always use the help around the Batcave.
Oh, yeah, I would love it. What a privilege. I've always wanted to do that. So is that a necessity then? I've got to have the PJs in order to help at the Batcave, or...
Yeah, along with the utility belt, bat pajamas are very important at the end of the day when you want to take a rest.
Okay. I'm definitely, Batman, I'm definitely going to work on that because I have great respect for you, and just to be able to hang around you would just be amazing.
The honor would be all ours.
Well, thank you very much. Now, the gifts, you mentioned one gift on Christmas Eve. When do you open the others?
We open them on Christmas morning, but never soon enough for me. I always want to tear into them right away. And
I'm very much about food and tradition. The way I was raised in Themyscira, there was an order to things. There were ceremonies and things like this. And Batman was just used to opening all of the presents as soon as he woke up. So for me, there's a ceremony to opening presents, and there's an emphasis on the joy that giving a gift. So there's a joy to the giver. So the giver needs to see the person receiving the gift and open them. Now, this drives Batman crazy because he just wants to open everything all at once.
Yes.
And, we take turns, and it's a test in patience, and patience is not Batman's strong suit.
No.
So
Definitely not.
He has many other strong suits.
Yes,
so.
he does.
yes, he does. Yes, he does. Patience is not one of them.
If I wanted patience, I would have been a doctor.
Oh, but ching.
Oh, I wish I had my snare drum. I'd give you a rib shot.
Batman zingers.
The deadpan jokes. He is the king of them. So always got to be ready for it.
I had forgotten, so now I'm back into the swing of things, so to speak. Batman, I think you and I maybe have something in common here because do you have a hard time sleeping Christmas night? I do. I'm like you. It's like, let's get to them. I want the food. Yes, of course. The Italian food and all the specialty things, but I want those presents. And it's kind of like, but the problem is, I don't know if you experience this, but I rip through them and then I go, is that all there is?
Where's the other stash?
I do. Yes.
Exactly. What happened, Sam? Only brought one bag.
I do have that same feeling. And I do have a tough time sleeping. That's mostly because I do only work at night, so I'm used to being up at night. So, but one thing I've never been able to catch for all my crime fighting, well, maybe it's because he's not a criminal, but that jolly old Saint Nick on Christmas Eve, I've been up all night and I can't catch that guy.
And you still can't catch him.
I can't. I know he's there because the presents are there in the morning, but I didn't see him come in.
Now, do you leave milk for Santa?
Absolutely.
Oh, yes, you must. And celery and carrots for the reindeer.
Yep.
Also very important.
She thinks of everything.
Yeah.
I'm always about the animals. So I got to make sure the animals are taken care of.
Well, you guys are a great pair then. I mean, that's
Yeah.
perfect. Great pair. Okay, I got to ask you, we got to find out, what is the weirdest or funniest gift you guys have ever received?
I would think it was my ear warmers that I just got to this Christmas.
I would vote for that myself, but I thought, well, maybe there's something even stranger.
I don't know. I can't really think of. Oh, you know what? I had a friend this year give me a power cord
Really?
as a joke, I believe.
And it was a short
It
power.
was a short power cord, literally this big,
Well, there was
completely useless.
There was a conversation.
It was an inside. It was a reference to an inside joke, but it for sure is the strangest, silliest present I've ever received. It made me laugh for a good 10 minutes. It was fantastic, and I don't know what to do with it. It's just sitting there because it's this long. You can't do anything with it.
Oh, well,
Okay, I have to laugh because I could not. My phone, my long phone cord it got frayed. My animals got to it, and I could only find one, like you said, like that big.
Yeah.
Like,
What are you gonna do with that?
so it's like I was trying to put it on extension cord, so like charge my phone because I didn't know like what do you do with that little cord, you know?
Why do they even make them that short?
makes no
I
sense.
don't know.
It makes no
Why?
Now, I got to let you in on kind of an inside thing, talking about gifts, and I don't know if this is a weird or funny gift, but my grandmother, bless her, and grandma had the tradition for all of us grandkids. Every Christmas, we all got a similar gift. It was a box of underwear.
That's funny.
The white T-shirt for the guys and the tidy whities,
Yeah.
It's like, Grandma, can't you do something else besides underwear? It's a good thing to have.
It was a very good thing to have. Now, they do make, and don't ask me how I know, but they make adult-size Batman underoos.
No.
Yes.
No, seriously?
Yes. I've seen them.
Now that would be a good Christmas present.
I'm surprised no one got me a set.
You know what? I'm going to ask Santa for next year, because if I have any hope of coming to the Bat Cave and hanging out, I would think I'd probably want to have an underoos.
Well, here's the thing. If you're laying there in bed and all of a sudden Justice calls and Commissioner Gordon sets up the bat signal and you don't have time to get into the bat suit, at least you got your underoos.
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
By the way, underoos is not a sponsor.
Fully prepared at all times.
Oh.
What's a favorite memory you guys have from when you were younger?
Well, I'd rather not talk about my youth, so I'll let Wonder Woman answer.
My childhood was incredible. I grew up on an island in Themyscira. Beautiful. And one of my favorite memories is spending time with my friends on horses. We would both get on a horse, me and my best friend, and we would ride out into the plains, and we would chase the creeks and the rivers, and we would climb trees, and we would come up with all sorts of stories. And I know that's not specifically a holiday memory per se, but it's one of my fondest memories. Anything to do with the horses, or like I mentioned, I'm very animal oriented. I love animals, so I do miss doing that. I don't get to do as much horseback riding as I'd like to these days.
Well, I can totally understand that. And now we've heard about horses and dogs. Are you fond of other animals?
Fond, all of them.
Well, she's pretty fond of bats.
Wonder how that works.
I am a fan of bats. This one and others. In fact, there's a Twitter account that is called, I think it's Bat Every Hour.
Oh.
Huh.
And I frequently retweet these pictures because there are these amazing pictures of bats, but most of them are really cute.
I mean, just look at me. I exemplify cute.
No, my bro, I never thought of you as cute, but I guess it could work, you know?
If you squint real hard and look kind of sideways, you can find cute in here.
Okay, I can see it now. Especially those ears, but I want to see the wrap on the ear. That's what I want to see.
I think we left it in the other room. But
Maybe somebody else.
I was going to grab it too. I knew they were going to ask.
That's great.
Okay, now let's maybe on a little bit more serious note. People have been talking. I think this year we're not supposed
to call them
resolutions. What is it? Life changes.
Life
or something?
changes. You're not supposed to call them New Year's resolutions. This year they're called New Year's life changes.
Okay. Very interesting.
Let's ask Katie. She's been a little quiet. So, Katie, what's a life change, or how many? Do you have like a big, huge list of them?
You know, it always comes back to my health, because I've just had a ridiculous year with just health issues, and I just want to, that my doctor keeps saying, maybe you should just try changing your diet, but I'm like, I just really don't want to cut out that chocolate and sugar, So,
Nor should you.
No. So maybe that's my life change for next year, is just actually following the diet my doctors want me to follow, and see if that makes a difference.
Well,
Yeah, even just for a short period of time, and see,
Right.
these things like the not resolutions, the life changes. It's best to take them little baby steps at a time. Because if you start to think about too far in advance, you might get discouraged. But if you just say, okay, I'm going to do this for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, I'm going to do this. That's a very manageable amount of time.
And
then after that, 2 weeks more.
There you
I've
go,
also
Katie.
heard that you don't do it for 30 days. You do it for 31, because it takes 30 days to build a habit. So you have to do the first day. You just go a little at a time.
Yeah,
I like that.
absolutely.
How about you?
Build those habits.
What about life change habits? We won't say the R word.
I don't know. Do you have anything?
Well, mine isn't so much about my doing things personally that affect me, but more of one of the things that this year has really taught me or brought to the forefront of my mind is spending more time when we're able to with those that matter to me, those people that are close, those people that, because a year of not getting to see anybody has been very difficult, and it's given me an appreciation for those people who are dear to my heart. So I'm going to make more time for the people I love, and that's not just for relatives, but also friends and those people that matter to me.
Good word,
That's a good
Batman.
thing to do.
That's a great challenge for all of us, really, because the community has just dissipated this last 10 months. And I know, you can supposedly have community like this on a screen, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Sitting in a room with somebody and looking across the table, sharing some food, whatever it happens to be. No, that's a great word. I think I'll join you on that. I was going to talk about kind of a health issue. I started to get into better physical condition again, because if I'm going to be in that bat cave, I want to make sure that I can move and I'm ready, even if I have my Batman undies. I don't have my uniform on, but with everything in Southern California, I got away from jogging, so that's one of mine. But I like that thing about spending time and reaching out to people that you care about and mean something, on a broad scale. So we just had a question come across the screen.
We did. We had a couple of them, actually. Yeah. Somebody asked about your Wonder Woman documentary coming out and your Batman documentary coming out and your thoughts on that.
I was not aware that we had documentaries coming out. Actually,
nor did I. I'm going to look at them. Look forward to seeing what they've done.
Yeah.
We do both have movies.
Maybe that's they said documentary, but maybe they meant movie.
No, it's so we'll start with you, Wonder Woman, and we'll come back to you, Batman. You just had a film released.
Yes, I did on Christmas Day.
Okay.
Which was lovely because I would like to consider Wonder Woman a Christmas movie now.
I love it. That's very cool.
Yeah, and there's actually just enough Christmas in the movie that I feel like I have a solid base to be able to stand for that now. But it's lovely. I will not give any spoilers, but yes, they made a story about me in 1984, which is just a lovely period of time to be immersed in for a little while, especially in this dark times that we've been living in. It was just very nice to get some color and fun and live in that world for a couple hours. I personally very much enjoyed it.
Nice.
So, yeah.
I think if I can interject on that,
sure.
I really love what Patty Jenkins did with the character. And if you're familiar with Wonder Woman through the comics from the very beginning, Wonder Woman's about philosophy of doing right, doing good, and having the right inner attitude towards life and towards things. And this movie really focused and emphasized on that. And I really loved that about the movie. I was expecting it to go one way, and it went more that way. And in the end, I just loved that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't had. I appreciate no spoiler alerts, Wonder Woman, because I haven't had a chance to see it. I've seen a couple trailers, and I'm stoked to watch it. I mean, of course, because of personal connection and all.
It really seemed like it was the Christmas movie because all across my social media, that's all I saw was all my friends like watching Wonder Woman. I'm like, oh, that must be the Christmas movie this year.
Yes, it was. And to me, the release date was originally in June, and then it just kept getting bumped back. They really wanted to do it in theaters, and eventually they just had to make the decision to do, HBO Max, where theaters were closed. And I love to see the films on the big screen, and so it was a little bit heartbreaking to not be able to do that, especially because I really feed off of the energy of audiences. So it's so fun to me. And there are quite a few moments in this film where you would just be in a room full of cheering people, so I do hope that they're able to do a re-release once theaters are opened again so that we are all able to experience that theater experience together.
Yeah, I mean, the surround sound, everything, it's just not the same watching it on a smaller screen when you're in this massive, and the excitement in the room. And yeah, I mean, you feed off of it. I mean, it's
the group emotion definitely is different.
so you do the same thing. Then you're feeding off that momentum that's in the room when there's a bunch of people there. Talk to us, whatever you can say about your new film.
The Batman one?
Yes.
So this one, from what I understand, it's taking Batman from a younger Batman. And I have a lot of hope for it. It's difficult because I'm a traditionalist when it comes to Batman. I really appreciate, again, the origins of Batman and the way he was first, his story was first told. There's been a lot of, since then, alternative stories.
Yeah.
And this seems to be turning a little different, where Batman is always portrayed as a, well, not Batman, but who they believe Batman is, has always been portrayed to be a certain type of person. This new character seems to be younger, angstier, and more dark, where, again, the person who they believe is Batman has been different. He's been more outgoing, playboy, billionaire, and
Sure.
I don't know that he ever was angsty. That's who the Bat is. The Dark Knight is the angsty, dark side of him. So I am hopeful, though.
So we're approaching it with cautious optimism. We're not sure where they're going to take us, but we are very curious to see what they do with the new movie.
I'm intrigued to see what happens. And
yeah, us too.
all comes together. But exciting year for you guys with 2 films. You know, one yet to be finished and released, and a Christmas movie of all things. Well, once it's released on DVD, after it's been re-released in theaters, I have to put it with my Christmas movie collection then.
Yes.
That's right.
Right next to Die Hard.
Absolutely. Perfect. Another one of the rim shot moments here.
Yep.
Just stating the obvious. I'm being Captain Obvious here.
Yes. Now, you guys know, because you've been with us, unfortunately, we haven't been able to do another event like we did together for homeless teens and those struggling with housing instability in Hollywood. But we're hoping to maybe this coming year, and if you guys are available, we may say, hey, you could join us, because it was, no pun intended, a superhero day when you guys were there. And I'll never forget the time you guys spent taking pictures and greeting our special guests that were that meant an awful lot to them and to us as well. But we're all about it, Utalk, making a difference. And we call it, Are You Mad? Are you making a difference? But I understand that Wonder Woman, and I think Batman, you're somewhat involved too, in an organization that is very involved with young girls and older girls on the African continent. Talk to us about that. I was perusing the website again, and I'm so encouraged about you being part of that. And
thank you.
Needs to know about that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, so this is a nonprofit that I've been working with for about 5 years now. It's called Safi Life, and we provide basically funding for education for women in Rwanda, for underprivileged women. So Rwanda is a tiny, tiny little country in East Africa, and it's actually a very inspiring place. I've been there in person, and they've gone through a lot. Their history is very very violent and painful, but they've risen out of the ashes, and it's incredibly inspiring to see what they've done. And they're also very emphasized on female empowerment in their government, in their schools. It's very not what you expect for a third world country, and so they're making leaps and bounds, and so we're very proud to be a part of that. And so we raise funds for college scholarships for women in Rwanda. And also we have a program where we teach young mothers, it's basically a trade school, so that they can provide young single mothers can provide for their children. And so they learn how to do different skills, sewing and things like that they can then have their own businesses. So it's kind of a two-part organization right now. We have the college scholarships and we have the trade school for the young single women. And so it's something that I'm very passionate about. And you can look up Safi Life. It's SAFI Life. And Safi is actually a woman who we named this after. She's a real person. She's wonderful. She's inspiring. And my friend who first met her in Rwanda, she was the one that inspired all of this. My friend asked her, "What do you need? Tell me what you need, and I will make it happen." And she said, "We need education for women. It's very difficult. A college scholarship is more than a year's income for most people. So the women that we give scholarships to are orphans. They don't have families. They're genocide survivors and things like this."
The organization started to provide college scholarships for female genocide survivors.
Yeah.
But now they've mostly aged out, and so genocide survivors are beyond, college years. So while they still provide scholarships to underprivileged women in Rwanda, they've also moved into providing trade schools and other skills so that they can live a better life.
I am so encouraged by what you're doing. Now, that's one place in the world, the African continent, I've not had the privilege of going to yet, but I do want to go there, and I'll have to make it a point to somehow connect with you to get there. I want to say it because when I saw Safi on the website and her story, and, I think we fail to realize how important education can be, how empowering it can be, and especially to women. Mm-hmm. Because it's not like it is here in the States or in Canada or even here in the third world country. I mean, education. Oh, come on. Oh, scholarships. I've heard about that. But when you're talking about young single moms and people learn a trade to provide for themselves and their child, and maybe one who's a little for college age who gets that scholarship, that's only life changing. That's working in their world, because from what I'm understanding, they pass that on to others. It's a very empowering situation. So that's got to be such an encouragement for you guys to be part of.
Thank you. Yeah, it's something really incredible to be a part of because it's such a tangible difference in the world that we're making. It's like we do this work and then we see the graduation ceremony pictures and we see these girls, these girls are like, when we went and we spent time with them, they are so intelligent. They are, computer technology majors and, all these science things. And they're going to be working for the government, doing all these cool things. It's just absolutely inspiring. Engineers and it's just so wonderful. And in a very male dominated society in a place where women, if they don't have a chance at education and a job, they end up marrying young and having families, and they kind of get stuck in this cycle. And so you really are empowering them and giving them a chance. And a lot of our graduates, the people who have gone on to graduate, they have children and families of their own, and they're so happy. But they also have that education, and they have those jobs, and we get to see the real difference in those people's lives. So it's so rewarding for us,
Oh, it's got to be. That, like you said, that it's tangible and it's something that's long term. And because there's a lot of good things being done by a lot of people, but sometimes they're not quite as tangible. Mm-hmm. That long term effect, and it seems to me it has a generational impact.
Yes,
absolutely. And that young mom can now take care of her child, and that child grows up. What a great thing to be part of, you guys. That's just, give us the people check it out.
Yeah.
So it's safilife.org, SAFILIFE.org, or you can go to our Instagram at Safi_life.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
By the way, thinking about following, what social media are you guys connected to where some of our audience could follow you and what you're doing?
Sure.
I am El Guapo Batman on Instagram. That's EL_GUAPO_Batman. El Guapo Batman with underscores in between the words. On Instagram, you can find me there.
And I'm official Jessica Davis. Official Jessica Davis.
And we're all over each other's social media, so you can find us.
My friend, I'm Wonder Woman, but my friend Jessica Davis handles that account, and she shares pictures of me sometimes.
Oh, what a great friend. I mean,
she is. She's great.
I always wondered that because I follow both of you and make little comments, and I try not to make snide remarks. I know Batman, I got
you got to stay on his good side,
Absolutely. I don't want to be on his bad side.
I don't have a bad side. It's all good.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. It's Now, with the idea of making a difference, changing the world, I want to hear from both of you. What's one thing that we can individually do, each one of us, to make a difference in this world? Because we sure need some change. There's been so much. There's meanness. People aren't kind anymore, and it's this infighting and all of this stuff. We need change. How can we do? What's something simple each one of us do?
I would say for me, my philosophy is it's pretty simple, and that's always be kind to one another. And here's the thing about that. Sometimes in our world, in our everyday, we come across somebody who isn't kind to us, who isn't nice to us. And our humanity wants to lash out and react to that. I think if we try to understand others and realize that we don't know what their battles are in life, we don't know what they're going through. And if we try to look at others through that lens, maybe we can have a little more patience and not react, and not in a condescending way, but in a humanitarian way, feel a little compassion, feel sorry for them, and care more to say, I don't know what they're going through, but I'm not going to let it affect me. And if I can help them, great. And if I can't, then I'm just going to move along and not be more of a negative impact on their life. So I think caring for one another, thinking of the other person and what trials they're going through, I think is a big step. That's not to say don't take care of yourself. If you're going through trauma or a tough time, reach out to your friends, reach out to your family. And if you feel alone, reach out to a stranger. You'll be surprised at how kind people can be. So I would say that to make a difference, let's start caring about one another more, remove labels, remove politics, and just look at the human next to you. I just heard a great story about, and this is a true story, during Christmas and during the First World War, the German forces and the Allied forces on Christmas Day began singing Silent Night to one another. And they met out in the field and they played soccer. This wasn't along the entire front line, but in many areas, they had a truce for several hours where they played soccer and exchanged military buttons and other little things.
Oh, fun.
And that's a true story. That actually happened. If people at war can find kindness in their hearts during that time, I think that we can find kindness in our hearts in a time of peace to say, hey, I'm going to look at you not for your political beliefs, not for where you are in life, but just as a human being, and I'm going to show kindness. I think that would go a long way.
I love it. I absolutely, that's so well said, Batman. Thank you. Because let's just treat each other human. We're all humans.
Yeah. Well, she's not completely human.
Well, that's true. Sorry, again, a slip of the tongue.
That's all right. I'm human-ish.
Yeah, humanish. Thank you. My tongue to say that. Why not treat each other humanish? And what about you? What could we do? What can you add?
Sure. So to me, something that I work on constantly and encourage others to do the same is put little doses of positivity out into the world every day. Make someone smile. If something makes you happy, share it with people. On my Twitter, I have a daily dose of happy series where I share something that's going to brighten someone's day. And I just feel like, especially on social media, but just anywhere you can, we're inundated with bad news and negativity and complaints and, just stuff that's going to bring us down. And so my my goal is to inundate the world from my point of view with as much positivity and light as I can. And as cheesy as that sounds, it really, if I can make someone smile or lighten someone's day in some way, then that is making the world a better place. And it's such an easy thing to do that all of us can do.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Just share positivity and love on people and, try to keep that light going.
Oh, and it's not cheesy at all. I mean, just so imagine simple. If each one of us did that, just some little positive thing, making somebody smile, making somebody laugh. Because when you laugh and you smile your heart, you seem to release some of that. So if we do that, couple kindness with positivity and getting somebody to smile or giggle or whatever it happens. I'm going to have to start following you on Twitter. Shame on me. So because I could use that little positivity.
Yeah. That
little push of a smile. And, we appreciate you guys so much. We could keep talking for hours, and we're going to have you back on Utalk. We've taken time out of your busy schedules because it's we know this is a tough time. And as superheroes, you've got to be ready for when that challenge comes. But we love having you, and this has been great. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
thanks for having us. And let us know anytime. And when times are better and we are able to be out in the world again, please let us know if you have any other events. We had a wonderful time with the homeless teen community at your event last time, and we would love to do that again.
Oh, thank you.
We're never too busy to join you and help out. So thank you for inviting us and having us.
Oh, no, are you kidding? We have great admiration for you guys. Love you guys. Be around, and thank you, because we will take you up on that offer one more time. How can people follow you on social?
Official Jessica Davis on Instagram. It's Gambit Etiquette on Twitter.
Okay.
And El Guapo Batman on Instagram with an underscore in between the words. El Guapo Batman. Well,
we'll make sure we put this on our website and tag you in the blog and everything else. But thanks, guys. And any way we can help you, we're always here for you. And
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
This is Utalk Radio.